many of the public health leaders reacted in a very negative way to us writing the Great Barrington Declaration. So like on the positive side, tens of thousands of doctors, epidemiologists, and scientists signed on to the Great Barrington Declaration almost immediately after we released it. And now to date, almost 1 million people have signed it. Regular people. We got translations into 40 different languages.
Wow.
It struck a chord in people all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was tremendously gratifying to see that happen. At the same time, within days of the Great Barrington Declaration, I started getting hit pieces written about me by newspapers. Like the New York Times effectively wrote a hit piece with Tony Fauci and Francis Collins showing up, accusing me of wanting to let the virus rip. In those newspaper articles, I had death threats. Like just whenever I'd appear in public, I'd get hate mail, some racist hate mail, go back to your home country kind of hate mail. I'd get death threats. I'd get and in the background was this essentially this campaign to make it seem as if I'm some sort of fringe figure, that I shouldn't be listened to. Right? It was a demonization campaign rather than grapple with the ideas in the Great Barrington Declaration, because the Great Barrington Declaration, it was an invitation to a discussion, right? Because you talk about focus protection. The question is, how best should you do focus protection? And we had a bunch of ideas about that in the Great Barrington Declaration and in the supporting documents. But really, it's a conversation that needs to happen at the local public health level, because it's people in local public health that know how elderly people in the community live, how vulnerable people. It's going to be a very different answer in Wyoming than or Corvallis, Oregon, or than it is going to be in downtown LA, where the living circumstances of the elderly are very different. So there's no way 3 fringe epidemiologists can design a policy that's going to be right for the entire world. It has to be a conversation with all of public health. We were calling for a shift in strategy, and we were met with essentially, I mean, I don't know what to call it other than a propaganda campaign to demonize us and delegitimize us as if we were somehow, to excommunicate us from the community of scholars and public health professionals trying to think of the best way to manage the pandemic. I never wanted to let the virus strip. I wanted to protect vulnerable older people. I wanted to protect kids, school kids, and poor people from the harms of the lockdown. That was my goal.